Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic, less known classic. This episode number 25, 33, and double show number 24, 27. I have two Marvel trades here. Main reason why I put these two together is because they're two really cool characters. One of whom has popped up a couple times since then, since this book came out, but different versions of the character. But hey, why not? First that we have is Amazing Spider-Man Volume 7 by Zeb Wells. Now, yes, the Dead Language story arc is the lowest point of the entire series. But this story arc is a lot better than that piece of garbage. Oh my god, this is a lot better because this story arc, Armed and Dangerous, which I should point, it's a 4-part story arc that's a follow-up to issue 900. Yeah, it's a follow-up to it. I'm like, wow. It's like, yeah, Zeb Wells got past the low point. Let's have a real. It's like, yeah, I'm sure you probably got a ton of flack for that story arc. So you figure though, okay, why not do something better than that? Let's not. Oh, but this does take place just right afterwards. So basically, we have a 4-part story arc where we have Spider-Man take on Dr. Octopus. Also, it's revealed in this story arc that the Octopus arms that got away from Dr. Octopus back in 900, which basically was issues like this very book, he has disowned them. He said, oh yeah, this is old, passe. I got new arms. Basically, the arms seen the cover here, those are his brand new arms. The arms he's had since the 60s, you're like, nope, bye-bye, I don't want you to do anymore. So these arms roll over the Spider-Man. He's now basically having them. Yeah, he's got the old arms. And of course they fight, and I really like this. And plus, you also this is a follow-up to issue 900. They bring back the artist who did 900, Ed McGuinness. Awesome. I love this story arc. It was so good. And then came 31. A double-sized issue that was according to the legacy number for this book, is 925. So, of course, basically it was like that. But this book not only contains, I should mention, forgot to mention this, contains Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, 27 to 31, along with material from Free Comic Day 2023, basically this year's Free Comic Day. And of course, we start off with that particular story. Zivos is pretty much everything in here. The Free Comic Day issue is done by Patrick Gleason. The Amazing Spider-Man issue is done by, Ed McGuinness. The artwork for issue 31 is done by John Romita Jr., Emil Licio, and Z. Cruz. Now, the main story of 31 is interesting at best. Yes. Of course, by the way, this story also follows it's not only a follow-up from the previous story arc, The Dead Language, which I really hate that one, 900, plus it follows up from the Go Goblin miniseries. Yep. And here's Spider-Man with the arms. Not sure why it's not right on the cover. Maybe I have to spoil it. And there's also adult stuff. Yeah. And plus, then we have issue 31, which is basically a double-sided issue, which was apparently supposed to be the wedding of Randy Robinson, Rob Robinson's son, and Janice, the daughter of Tombstone. Yep. And basically this opening scene here, all it serves as, it's a prelude. It's set up for gang war, which is going right now. And then we have the bachelor party where you have Janice with basically her syndicate, which is made up of White Rabbit. Let's see. Yeah, this particular group, they don't call themselves the Sinister Syndicate. They're simply referred to as the Syndicate. Mainly because basically it's an all-female lineup. Which made a debut in the previous volume of this very book. Yes. Oh yeah, and the whole thing of Randy being engaged to Janice. This is a continuation of something from the previous volume of the book. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's pretty much what it. So, it's like he's continuing some stuff, which is fine. Okay, so basically, who we have here, the one with the electro thing, that's Frances Fry. That's the female Electro who Dan Slott created. There is Scorpina, probably the woman green, and Lady Octopus. Yes, Dr. Carlene Taylor. Yeah, she's still around. Isn't it shocking this woman is still around? A character associated with the Clone Saga and being an arch nemesis of Ben Riley, and she's still around. Yeah, that's quite shocking, to say the least. Because here's the strange thing: she kind of brought back. It's like her last appearance in the '90s was Amazing X-Men 429, which I believe this was the issue where they brought back Doctor. It was like not long after they brought back Doctor Octopus. And then after that, she was sitting into a Secret War miniseries, popping up a couple issues of Black Panther, New Avengers, Winter Soldier, a couple issues of Venom. And then apparently Nick Spencer brought this woman back as a recurring character in his run for the book. And then we have her appear here again. First time she appeared since... She also appeared in Marvel vs. Pride, which is strange. And she appeared like 2 more times after this, and that is it. Yeah, her next appearance is issue 39. So yeah, have the Bachelorette Party. Then we also have Black Cat show up out of costume. Apparently, Janice knows her. Probably because she was a former crime boss, maybe. And of course, preparing for the wedding. And of course, basically where you have Peter escorting his aunt to a seat. Betty with Watson, her son, the son of Ned and Lenz. Best man, huh? The few have spoken. Yep. And then we have Hammerhead with this mysterious lady. Takes Stiff and, of course, escort all these other people here. Yep. And we introduce to Michelle, a friend of Janice from law school who only appears in this book. Yeah, I think she may appear one more time after this. Yeah, this is her debut of this character. Not much is known about her. And... yeah, and it's like she's here for this one issue and has not been seen since then. And then we have this guy in the motorcycle shows up. Who the heck is this guy, you might ask? Well, let me tell you who this guy is because, okay, so this is Shotgun. That is his name. You're thinking, Nick, hold on. Who is Shotgun? He's a Daredevil villain. Yes, he's a creation of Ann Decenti and the artist who did this very book, John Romita Jr. So John Romita Jr. makes another character he created in this book. First it's Digger, a man who should be dead because a building fell on him, and now it's Shotgun. Okay? It's weird the fact he's here. I'm guessing that, by the way, his last appearance prior to this was back in Old-Man Logan 45. You're thinking, really? Old-Man Logan? That was the last time he appeared? Yeah, that was the last time Shotgun appeared. Back in 2018. This book came out I think it was just this year. Yeah, back in August, just a few months ago. Yeah, I was actually quite shocked about this because, yeah, this guy made his debut as a Daredevil villain, and yet he's just a mercenary. Yeah, and apparently the other guests are Mr. Negative, Crime Master, who is basically somebody who, I believe this is the one who Hobgoblin hired, Diamondback, Lady Yon. Who's Lady Yon, you might ask? Fairly new character, popped up in the most recent from Moon Knight, so Jet McKay character. Yep. We also have the Owl appear in this issue. Black Maria, a classic character. We also have, because what happens, apparently Madame Mass apparently dies in this issue, but she later pops up perfectly fine. Yeah, she later pops up as perfectly fine afterwards. And Shotgun's here to basically, and of course you have, and this is smart for Peter. Like you have Janice protecting, and of course Shotgun's attacking. So the priest is being protected by Janice, who's the Beetle. And you have Peter protecting his aunt, obviously. And Betty, because Betty is one of his closest friends, and the fact that, well, also protecting a baby. And also crime bosses, and of course, Tim was like, you're gonna die. You got the wrong day. And he gets shot like, I'm bulletproof. Like, oh crap. Yeah. So, Shotgun has been equipped with bullets that can pierce Tombstone's skin. And he collapses. And the thing is, he goes in the hospital and remains in the hospital until the start of until gang war is basically fully blown going on right now. Yeah, he was basically in the hospital for quite a while. And then of course Peter disappears, changes to Spider-Man, beats up Shotgun. Let me guess. Guess that makes me HR. Hello from the bus. Yep. He beats him up. Yeah, and then of course Madam Max apparently dies via blowing up in a car. Yep. Yeah, she killed off a character who has been commonly associated with Iron Man in a Spider-Man book. Oh, don't worry, she survives. How? Well, she later popped up the sort of gang war alive and well, with no explanation of how the heck she survived. Yeah, it is quite weird. Like, her next appearance is in Loki. Yes, Loki. Or she's in Flash, but technically you could say she next appears in Amazing Spider-Man issue 38 of this very book. Now, how in the world she survived? Never. Well, actually, she was mentioned in the book. Let's see. She popped up in first. Did she pop up in First Strike? Yeah, she popped up in First Strike, and do not explain how the heck she survived a car bomb explosion. Who the heck she is, Vince McMahon? Then I find Shotgun and Janice, and of course they're separating. It's like, and of course Janice basically, of course, the wedding, it gets interrupted, and then comes the very stupid moment. Oh, Miss Marvel's back and she's an X-Man. And then we have what I consider to be the stupid moment because Zeb Wells completely forgot the fact that this has happened now 3 times. He just did this in that stupid 26 issue. And the thing is, according to longtime readers, okay, in the case of recent times, this already happened in Marvel Team Up. And yeah, it's happening here for the 3rd time. Peter goes, oh, he's Peter Parker to Camilla. Now, this I disagree with. This is a stupid idea. Now, I don't have a problem with him telling her that. That's not the issue. The issue is doing it for a 3rd time. That's my problem. Then we have a backup story not done by Zeb Wells, by Dan Slott. This issue in particular, this 3-part story here, all this is a 3-page backdoor pilot into a new Superior Spider-Man book. Done by Dan Slott. Yep. And then we have the next story here, which the whole thing what happened previously, we did language stuff. And this is set up for the Jackpot miniseries. Yep. So yeah, Mary Jane becomes Jackpot officially after being teased back in 2007 because the red hair, like, oh, aren't you Mary Jane? Nope. Nope, it's somebody else. And then we have another bar name story. This is by Stephen Foxy. Now, who does the Jackpot story? This is done by... I know Dan Slott does the first story. This one is done by... surprisingly, they don't give a credit who does this one. Oh, it's Castell Borfit who does the writing for this one. Now, then we have the bar with no name, Stephen Foxy, where Taskmaster's drink has basically been destroyed by Spider-Woman. And she's fighting Taskmaster And they mentioned about and the Spider-Verse stuff and why is she fighting these people? Because her son is missing. Yes. The issue is like, no, you gotta tell me, don't die on me, you son of a... No, not until you tell me, where's my baby? Yes, Gary Drew has gone missing. Yeah, and this is something explored in the Spider-Woman miniseries publishing right now. And apparently it seems like Carol Danvers has completely forgotten the fact that Jessica had a baby. She's the godmother. Why the heck would she forget? They have another Dan Slott story, Cock-a-doodle-doo. Where this woman who works with Dr. Janice Stillwell. Yeah, Stillwell. And her mother is Mother Menace. And get this. Apparently, according to this story here, she is the sister of Harlan and Farley Harton. Yes, her first brother mentioned here created the Scorpion back in Amazing Spider-Man number 20. The Steve Ditko Amazing Stanley is in that one. The Stanley Steve Ditko issue. And then we have... Oh, what about Harlan? The creator of the Human Fly from Amazing Spider-Man number 10. So yeah, basically this woman who worked for Regent is the sister of two scientists with the same name who are in fact brothers. And you're thinking, really? So Slott is basically creating a retcon, is retconning something of a character he created. Madame Atrocity, yeah, Dr. Shannon Stillwell, who is from the Regent stuff. Yeah, and apparently that Farley Stillwell, an old Stan Lee character, apparently, according to this retcon, get this. Apparently, this guy created this scientist who created Scorpion. I think it was some unnamed scientist. Dr. Farley Stillwell. Yes, so basically Slott is retconning two one-shot characters to being her brothers. And I'm like, okay, so this woman here who looks exactly like her, yeah. And this story here continues in Spider-Boy. Okay. And apparently this is the woman responsible for turning Bailey Riggins into Spider-Boy. Yep. I'm like, really? Yeah, Bailey Briggs. Apparently this is a woman who... So apparently Slott is basically trying to delve more into... Now, in case you're wondering about the Stillwell stuff, these are, unless you're a hardcore Spider-Man, you probably have no idea who the heck these two even are. Or the fact these two are brothers. Two guys, same last name, okay. Then you have the case of Perry Thomas, written by Albert Montes. It's just basically a guy who witnesses a lot of stuff. It's just a standalone story. This is the only story, and of course we have Loosey Goosey. And then we have a story involving Kraven the Hunter, because of the Red Goblin, where he fights her, and then he sleeps with her. What? Yes, really. And what is the story doing? Setting up First Hunt. Yep. And then we have this other weird story here. Oh boy. Yeah, this basically got a lot of criticism online. Yeah, the last story in this book is set up for Spider-Man Reign 2. A sequel no one wanted. Yes. I'm going to give this book roughly... Well, it's definitely humongous improvements over the previous edition, over Dead Language. I'm going to give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Mostly because it's a humongous improvement, but... Okay, so Mostly put in the case of this particular book in particular, like 31. Like all the backup stories in that book are sets up for a lot of stuff. Spider Boy, Spider Woman, Gang War. Uh, there's also the first hunt, which comes not long after this. It's like Zeb Wells is like having these writers, because it's issue 925, have these backdoor pilots. Now, here's the thing. The only stories that do not be a backdoor pilot to some other book is The Case Perry Thomas. It's just a standalone story, and Loosey Goosey. It's also a standalone story. These two stories have nothing to do with each other at all. Um, yeah, Huntress is just basically a prelude into. Um, yeah, it's a prelude into like other stuff, and then we have a prequel to Spider-Man Reign. Yeah, it's like, okay, so we have a lot set up for future storylines. Some happening published right now, some publishing maybe next year. Because Spider-Man, we do not know a release date for that one. But who is asking for a sequel to Spider-Man Reign? Nobody. But despite the whole, it's weird. Now, I wonder if Zeb Wells has been told, hey, it seems like though some of the stuff that John Reed Jr. draws, it seems like though some of the stuff in the book is driven by him because it's his character. Like, Shotgun is his character, so he probably brought him back in the story because he created him. Why not throw him in? And here's the question, though. Who hired him to shoot Tombstone? That's a really good question. All right, next up we got is Star Brand New Universe Volume 1. Collecting Star Brand 1 through 10 of the annual, and Spitfire and Sharpshooters number 5. Let me check something here. So, you might be thinking, is this the entire book? No, it is not. This book actually had lasted a little bit longer than this. Yeah. So, this book collects the first 10 out of 19 issues and an annual. Yeah, one of the few long-lasting books. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, what the heck is New Universe? It's sort of a rebooted continuity that Jim Shooter created back in the 80s that didn't do too well financially. It lasted maybe a couple years, and then Marvel canned the line. The main character is Ken O'Connell. And some are thinking, wait, Starbrand, you mean the character that John Hickman came up with? Yes. Yeah, it was something that Hickman came up with during his time with when he wrote Avengers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the whole thing they mentioned about the white event, that's kind of how basically that they got these powers. But and Jason Aaron just pretty much in the way just created a brand new version of the character. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find basically the. Yeah, Kevin Connor. Yeah, he was the star brand for this continuity. Yeah, Hickman created this guy. So it's kind of in a way basically Hickman bringing an old character back. Because they also had Night Mask appear in issue 10. Yes. Yeah, they also threw in Spitfire and the Troubleshooters. Excuse me. Spitfire and Troubleshooters was an ongoing series published under that continuity. Lasted for 9 issues and became codenamed Spitfire for about 4 issues, and then the book ended. Yeah, a lot of the stuff under the New Universe banner was basically deemed to be a failure. Yeah, and Kenneth O'Connell, Ken Call, yeah, and his original costume. You look at the costume, yeah, it's very similar to this one. Mostly put this is by his early adventures, and of course his team with the Sharpshooters, which are creations of Jim Shooter. You could say this universe laid the groundwork for what we now know as the Valiant universe. Yep, because it's interconnected, stuff effect and other books. Really good here. Jim Shooter did this book, and with artwork by Roy Thomas, Carrie Bates, Bobby Case, Jay, excuse me, George Caronti, and Jerry Conway. And you could say, yeah, this is another reason why I picked this one to do with Batman Cinema book. John Romita Jr. does the artwork of this book. Yep. With Alex Civic, Herb Champel, Alfred Jones, the late Keith Giffen, Mark Bagley, and Jeff Isherwood. Yep. Pretty fun book. I'm going to give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. It's really good. Yep. So yeah, that's a particular view. I'm going to do one more comic corner, and I'm going to go for a bit. Actually, I'm a little comic shop today. Yep. Next video. Bye.